The gentleman here today is from First National Bank in Bottineau. His name is Dave Geiszler, and he is the Executive Vice President. He's going to talk to us about the area of finance and banking. So I will let you be here.
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, like Amy indicated, that I'm Dave Geiszler. I'm originally from this area, about 20 miles from a small farming community. Went to high school at Kramer, North Dakota for my first 2 years, and then I finished my high school in Upham as our school closed down because of lack of students. So we moved on to a larger high school. And then from there, I attended Dakota College for 2 years, and I got my associate degree in business.
What? I'm sorry to interrupt.
Okay, no problem.
Valley, can you mute your mics? Can you mute your mics? Can you mute your mics? Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Like I said, I attended 2 years here at the college. I got my associate degree, and then I went on to Minot State and got my business administration degree. And from that point on, I graduated, started my farming career basically right out of the college. There was an opportunity I thought was for myself in the farming area. Being a farm kid, I thought that'd be really my interest. That only lasted for about 6 months. I then received a job selling life insurance for 6 months, and then I had the opportunity to join First National Bank in 1976, and I've been there since that time, so about 33 years. My first position at the bank was ag loan officer, and I was then promoted to senior ag loan officer, and presently I am the executive vice president, and I'm presently on the board of directors of the First National Bank. Just a little bit, our bank is an independent bank, or home-owned bank. The individual that owns the bank lives right in town here. It's not a corporation bank. It's considered a small-town home bank. It's just for your own information, it has total deposits that we handle of about $114 million. There's 2 other banks in town, State Bank of Bottineau and Security State Bank in Bottineau, and then there's also a credit union. What I want to visit with you today is the opportunity in this area for you people, and what you need to look at of education, what opportunities that you have just here in North Dakota, but it'd be pretty well widespread wherever your hometown area is. For example, in North Dakota, like I indicated, in regards to financial institutions, banks would be considered one, credit unions, savings bank, what else would be, there's mortgage companies that deal with home loans, so there's the whole aspect of finance is really larger than one would think as a bank itself. So there's a lot of opportunities in the finance part. For example, in North Dakota, I would guess there's approximately 150 banks, 50 credit unions, probably 30 savings banks, and then you've got other aspects of that too. Our bank itself, we have 26 employees, relatively small group. If you look at a corporate bank such as Wells Fargo or the Bremer Bank or U.S. Bank in North Dakota, they probably would employ, just the Wells Fargo in North Dakota, probably 500 employees. The Minot Bank probably has 100 employees themselves. You know, so there's a lot of staff that needs to be done in regards to financial institutions. In regards of what education that you would need in regards of achieving employment at an institution, accounting, management, computer skills, communication. Communications, of course, is needed in any job. Marketing, economics, and the whole realm of the business administration curriculum. Well, first of all, any questions, you can ask questions as I go along. Go ahead.
What was your starting salary?
Okay, great. Well, that was getting into the salary. My starting salary was about $25,000. Now, you got to think, this is back, 30 years ago. The starting salary now as the ag loan officer, or a loan officer right now with no experience but a 4-year degree, I would say in the range from $30,000 to $40,000. If you have experience in or more education, depending on if you really specialize, let's say, for example, in our bank, we need people with expertise in trust department, insurance. We have an insurance agency, so if you're interested in insurance, we have computer skills, bookkeeping, our bookkeeping department, and then we got the receptionists and tellers that would come on board also. For example, on a teller position, that starting salary would be about $25,000 with the benefits. Now, one thing that you want to look at when you're looking at salaries, or how much money do I take home, what you also need to look at is what benefits do I get from this employer. If you're talking like health care, and if you're a family with a need of health care, and if the institution provides full health care for a family, that's about $8,000 to $9,000 benefit. You don't see it in your paycheck, but that's a benefit that you would have that you wouldn't need to pay out of your own pocket. So, for example, if you got an offer and a job at, let's say, some hardware store for $45,000, and you got an offer job at the bank for $35,000, you might say, I don't want to take that bank job. However, the benefits may override the hardware store. They may not offer any benefits, where on the institutions basically will not only offer health care, a retirement plan, and then generally a paid vacation. I'm not saying local hardware stores don't give vacations, but they may not give you the length of time. In our case, you get a 2-week vacation right away. You get, after I think 5 years, you get 3 weeks vacation. And then the holidays off, in our regards, we get all of the holidays off also. So there's a tremendous amount of benefits that you don't see up front in your paycheck. However, in the paycheck, the long term of it, and one thing I should touch on is the retirement money that the institution may put away for you on a yearly basis. Generally, every institution a little bit different, but it runs from 5 to 10% that you earn. So, for example, if you're making $40,000, they'll put $4,000 away for you in your retirement upon you leaving the institution or just retiring. And now $4,000, you may think, well, it's good, but you multiply that by the number of years that I've worked there, that's $120,000. And every year that my salary goes up, the input of the money goes into that retirement gets larger. And that's not counting the investment or the return on my investment by the interest rates that may pay me a dividend on that balance. So generally speaking, one could have from, depending on what level you're in the institution, $100,000 to $750,000 in a retirement fund over this length of time. One thing about length of time at one institution in regards of your retirement is the longevity that you've been there, and the number